Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, Deconstructing Narcissism. Been quite a while. I am still trying to find time to make a consistent schedule where I can pump out videos at least once or twice a week, but I am now having to work 5 days a week, 10.5 hours or more a day for around 50 to 60 hours a week to be able to at least save up a little more money because things are getting so much more expensive. I still don't technically have to work that much, but $600 something and some change a week, you know, with no overtime is very, very little now in this economy. And I have debts as well to pay, so I've been working a lot more. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about why telling people to get another job, to just get another job, if you don't like where you're working at, is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm going to tell you why that doesn't work. So, in this economy, the jobs that hold up this economy are the people that are working at the gas stations. They're the people that are working at McDonald's, the people that are working at Taco Bell, all those fast food chains you see every 10 feet or so when you're driving. Those people have to work those jobs, because if nobody works those jobs, number one, then who else is going to work them? Number two, people aren't able to pay their bills with the jobs that hold up society. All of these jobs hold up society that people work at. McDonald's, Taco Bell, the Thorntons that I'm looking at right now across the street. All these little jobs that people say should not be paying any kind of living wage, that's another video. I think if the government stopped mismanaging our money, and if they stopped taking out so much in taxes, we would not have to worry about people complaining about raising wages. But that's never going to happen. The government's going to continue mismanaging our money and continue wasting it. That's a whole another, that could be a whole nother video, to be honest. But you can't just tell people to go back to school, get a better paying job, take out a loan. Like, people cannot afford, in America, you cannot afford to buy anything of significance without getting yourself into debt, okay? This is the problem with America. You can go to university. Can you go to university? Can you go to a community college? Yes, you can. But what are poor people going to do who work at these jobs, who are barely affording, they can't afford gas? What about the people who can't afford cars? What about all the people, you think a lot of these people in minimum wage jobs, you think they're able to afford to take out a huge student loan? Do you think they have the time to be able to study, even if they're fortunate enough to go to university? You can't, everybody in this society is not set up for everybody to win at this game of life, okay? It's set up for people to work as a slave in this system and make the most amount of money for these corporations, so the rich can get richer and the poor can get poorer. I mean, that's the way it is. This is what society is held up by. People who work these low minimum wage jobs, like myself, who work at these factories, who do these horrible jobs nobody wants to do. These are the people that hold up society. The people who make the money are the ones who are in corporate America, one of the CEOs, the CFOs, the higher ups, the managers, the top dogs. Those are the people that make the money. The blue collar people who work these jobs normally are not making 100+ K a year. And even if they are, it's not a lot of money anymore. $100,000 really is not a lot of money. If you were to go back 15, 20 years, sure, you could buy a house on 100K. You could easily live on $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year was a very respectable salary. It's a lot of money back then. But times have changed. Inflation is through the roof. It is not going down anytime soon. People cannot live on these jobs. There are no jobs that are paying 100 plus grand a year without not only education. You need years of experience. You need education. You need all three, really. You need education, okay, which, unless you're rich, you got to get into debt for. So you got to take out a bunch of student loans. And that's, again, that you're buying a lottery ticket, a very expensive lottery ticket, might I add. You're getting yourself into debt for a very expensive lottery ticket to receive an education from hopefully a prestigious university you can go to. Hopefully you've been accepted, if you've been accepted into that prestigious university, or you're going to that college. And then you got to study your ass off. You got to study on weekends, you got to study after work, you got to be studying all the time, you got to get good grades. You got to go to school for years. Whether you're trying to be an engineer or a doctor, or you're trying to go into a trade, you got to work your ass off. Then on top of that, you get out of school and you're competing with all these younger people. 20s, 21, 22, 23. If you're older and you're in school, well, good luck. Good luck with competing, all these younger kids who are also trying to get into these trades, getting into these high prestigious paying jobs, engineer, doctor, lawyer, psychiatrist. All of these high paying jobs, there cannot be a high paying job for everybody. This society is not run for everybody to be able to live the life that they want. Most people in America are poor. And that's the God honest truth. Most people in America are poor. Most people in America have to work these minimum wage crap jobs because that's the only thing that they can find. Like me, the current job I'm in. Do you think I want to work at this factory? No, I don't want to work at this factory. But was it the only thing I could find within 8-9 months? Yes, it was the only job I could find within 8-9 months of searching on Indeeds. I was searching on different websites as well. It was the only job I could find. I've had calls, and employers tell me that they would call me back. It never happened. This economy is just awful. And telling people to just go and get a better job, like it's just supposed to be this one and done simple thing, like we're living in the best of times right now and jobs are just handed out like Halloween candy. It's not true. It's blatantly false. I don't care what news station outlet you're watching, whether it's Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, or whoever's giving you, whoever's feeding you this bullshit information, but you cannot just go out and get a better job, okay? Even if you have the experience and you have the education, if you don't have the connections, you are not getting into a better paying job, and that's just fact. You need to have connections in this life. You need to have come from at least upper middle class, with parents who are successful, at least semi-successful to very successful. You need to have parents who have had taught you either a trade or have their own company, or you need to have some parents who have assets or have people in your life that you know who can get your foot in the door to whatever career it is that you may want to do. Okay, it just doesn't work out. Joe Blow or whatever, who graduated, from university and has their degree in computer science or engineering, or Susie Nancy or whatever, who has her degree, who graduated from nursing school and now is looking for a job as a nurse. It doesn't work like that. You can't just be some random person who graduated from a university, or some random person who took some courses on welding or plumbing, and expect to be making 60, 70, 80, 100 grand a year after you get out of school and after you're done studying. No, they don't want people who have education. What is educate? The education doesn't mean anything. It's what you can do. it's the experience that you have, and it's how well you can work. What can you do? Can you fix any toilet? How well can you work? Can you do that, in a reasonable amount of time? Are you are you one of the best plumbers in town? Do you have a lot of experience? Who taught you? Do you have years of experience? Oh, you just graduated out of the university and you're just now looking to get into plumbing or welding, and you have no actual hands-on experience? Well, geez, that's kind of too bad. They're gonna look for. There are plenty of other people who are going to be able to fill that position. I mean, it does not matter if you have the education, especially if you don't have experience. Forget connections. If you don't have experience, you're fucked. You're fucked. You better find a way to get that experience. Whether you better do a free internship, or you better know somebody who can give you that experience. Whether, like I said, whether you want to be a mechanic, whether you want to be a nurse, whether you want to be an engineer, whatever it may be, you better have that experience. Because when you graduate from university, when you graduate from whatever school you're going to, and you get out into the real world in 2024, education is not going to cut it. You better have either a lot of experience and a lot of education, or you better have at least you better have connections up the ass. You better have connections like never before. Because Joe Average Blow, who graduated from university, on top of all these other people who graduated from university who are all fighting for these high-paying jobs, you're not going to stand a chance against these other people that are competing against you. It is only going to get worse out here, is what I'm saying. As jobs become scarcer, especially high-paying jobs, as employers' requirements keep going up and up and up and up and up through the roof, things are not going to get better. And you're going to need a lot more than just an education and some experience to get your foot in the door. You're going to need to know people. You're going to need connections. You're going to have something very special about yourself that impresses, wherever you're trying to, these companies, or whatever you're trying to do. You're going to have something unique and special about yourself in order to get these higher paying jobs. Because there's too much competition out there, and there's too few jobs, especially good paying jobs. So I'm going to end this video here. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please put a like, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.